What's up, everybody? It's Riz here, and welcome to. How are we going to call this? This isn't going to be a roleplay review, but it is. We're going to do a roleplay review. We're going to do another roleplay review, and we're also going to do a discussion. This is going to be kind of like a discussion. This is going to be kind of like we're just going to talk about some things. This is going to be me talking directly to the Vira group. Let me turn my mic down just a little bit. We're going to be going over, two logs here. One of them I did and I was in, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second as to, why I'm kind of covering my own roleplay log. And the other one was for what the Vira group did yesterday. So the two logs that we're going to cover are going to be Venture to Vira Coffee Shop Blues and Venture to Vira Hanging on Decision. And I'm going to start with Coffee Shop Blues, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly why I'm covering this. Because I feel like for this next kind of week and a half to 2 weeks that we go over to Vira, there's going to be myself, Ike, and Saliath that are going to be three of the RPC members that are going to be going on this journey. And if one of us is in all of these logs, if all of us are in all of these logs, then that leaves Magic Paper and Hiazi to kind of cover and review all of them. And that's just not going to be cool, because I feel like we're going to be kind of doing these pretty often to kind of get through this arc. I won't say as quickly as possible, but we are going to try to get through this arc. So rather than wait and just give, these two people all of this work to do, I just think it'd be better that, if I'm a part of the log and I'm there from beginning to end, just go ahead, award it, get it out of the way. And if it's with another member of the RPC, it's like, hey, I'll, give your character this RPP, and then so it's fair and we're not doing anything, illegal, and you can give my character RPP. I can just forego the RPP if needed, but just to kind of lessen the load for people, I thought it would be better to kind of just do things this way. So that's why I'm going to go over Coffee Shop Blues, and I'm probably going to be doing that going forward for all of these Vira logs. So, starting with Coffee Shop Blues, right? We have Nova and Koshoro, and this is plot, slice of life, hangout. It's under the Venture to Vira arc, and the synopsis is basically as Nova awaits the last word to build her ships. Actually just one. She sits in one of the lesser-known cafes in Pepper City, wishing for a bit of connection to her life before the burden of the crown was thrust on her. And it's funny because Ike is the one that posted this, and they said the lesser-known cafes in Pepper City because it's called Eichenhaus Cafe. And from this one, really, Nova is just, like Ike said in the review for the beginning of these, Nova is really trying to navigate the space of figuring out how she is supposed to rule as King Vegeta. And it's a lot of things are on her mind, right? She's worried, was she, too full of herself? Was she too cocky? Is she, doing the right things? And does she need this? Like, why doesn't she just take a space pod? Like, why is she trying to impress the Varians? And, she's just frustrated and nervous. And this is why, kings have a court to kind of help them do all of this stuff. And, it just happens to be that, writer's will that while she is kind of lamenting and ruminating and thinking about all this stuff and stewing on it and chewing on it, Koshoro, who we have not seen. God, when was the last time we saw Kosho? I think it was the tower stuff. So 7-8 months. And he is just walking through Pepper City. And Koshoro has gone through a pretty big transformation. And I think at some point we're going to kind of see what happened with Kosho while on Vira. I think we're gonna see kind of where he made a major change, because his character is way more relaxed now. His character is making jokes, and he's giggling, and he's teasing people. And while he was never like the super serial character, he was kind of laid back. Just from what we've seen, Kosho had his big fight with Fusen in the sanctuary, and after that, he went to go visit Fusen in prison, and he was always kind of super serial. And then he climbs the tower, and he seemed a little bit more laid back. But because of who Corin was kind of like pulling on certain strings for Kosho, and I think Corin got a side of Kosho out that Kosho, I don't know, was like ready to reveal. I don't know why I'm wearing headphones. I don't know if he was ready to reveal that or what, but we saw like a meaner version of Kosho. So now he's pretty much homeless. he hasn't bathed in forever. Really road warrior ish. If there was the best way to describe him, he's like Ryu from Street Fighter, right? He's got his bag full of stuff. He's got his dirty gi and clothes, and he's just kind of meandering. And he happens to stop and go through his stuff in front of this coffee house, and it just happens to be. Don't know why, right? It just happened to work out that way. So. Nova and him meet up for the first time since the sanctuary, and they trade stories of kind of like what's going on. And again, it's a slice of life. There's not a whole lot to say here, but it was just, hey, how you been? Oh, I climbed the tower and met God's attendant. How about you? Oh, I resurrected a planet. Now I'm king of said planet. And it's funny to see these characters who have such a larger than life, personality, and they're doing these like super amazing things. Just kick back and have a cup of coffee, and like literally parting tables and things like that. And there was this cute little gag that Ike and I had running, that the attendant, the barista there, just kept getting so annoyed with these two, because it's like, come on, like I just cleaned up. Like, what are you doing? Why do you smell so bad that you're scaring away all my patrons? And yeah, like Nova is talking to him and is like, hey, I have this issue. This guy is supposed to build me a ship, and ship's not built. I gave him 24 hours. It's now been 2 days. And a little sidebar with that, for me personally, 24 hours in real life is 24 hours in game. And I know, Saliath has been dealing with some baby issues and, in and out of the hospital. So it's never that I'm like trying to personally say like, oh my God, it's been 2 days and you haven't responded to me. But that passage of time, I felt like was a story, right? I felt like there was a story there, and we actually reconciled that and found an actually pretty cute and funny way to resolve it. But, Nova said, like, hey, get back to me in 24 hours. And then a day passed, and I actually couldn't roleplay the next day. So now another day has passed, and another day has passed. And, like, every day that's going by, she's getting more and more, like, stressed out about it. And, she's kind of stressed here. And, Kosho is like, oh, I know Saliath. Yeah, that you're good. You got your ship. What do you need? You need 10 ships? I got you. Like he is just like, Saliath card? Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good to go. Like you can, it's chops, bro. Like we're ready. And, that's kind of it, right? Like she tells him about this mission to Vira, and it's funny because he invites himself along. Right? She's not even thinking like, I want to endanger you and bring you on this thing. She's just like, yeah, I just need like us three, me, Hexel, and Drexel, need to get there. And he's like, oh yeah, I can get you a ship, but I'm coming. So I think like that's the payment, is like, I can get you the ships that you need, but I'm coming along too. You don't really get to say about it. If you tell me no, then you have no ships. And that's not said. He doesn't actually say that on page, but like that's the vibe that he kind of gives of like, oh yeah, I'm absolutely going on this. And Adventure Kosho is so fun and so like just it's kind of like what Master Roshi said about Goku when he came back from Namek, right? It's like beating Frieza changed him. He's got this confidence in himself now that he didn't have before, and he knows that he's one of the strongest people in the universe. And yeah, Kosho has that same kind of Goku approach now, and everything, it's not like everything's a joke, but he definitely knows that he has the strength to protect the things that he wants to. And it kind of took the burden of loss away from Koshoro, and he doesn't carry that with him anymore. So yeah, that in a nutshell is Coffee House Blues. I'm trying to think if there's any, because it's really, really short. It wasn't much to it, and it served its purpose. So yeah, we're gonna go on to the next one, which is Hanging On Decision. And this one happened, as of recording this, like the day before, right? This one happened last night, and the synopsis, well, let me back up. The characters in this one are Saliath, Jaime, and Koshoro. Type is a dialogue, arc is for Vira, and the synopsis is that Saliath completes the work on the spaceship for Nova while he debates with Jaime about whether to leave on this adventure or not, and Koshoro arrives to convince him that it is a good idea. And that's pretty much what's happening, right? Like Saliath has agreed to make this ship. Has not had this conversation with Nova yet, though, right? And I would really love if there could be a role play where these two just meet, and because he said he had in the first log, he said he had 3 questions for her, and she really only answered 1, and then she dipped. So he may build the ship and still not give her the ship based on the answer of those 2 questions. So I really do hope that we get a chance to get that part done. But yeah, he's building the ship and basically doesn't know if he should give it to her and should he come along. And to be perfectly honest, right, if I'm a person reading this story and I'm on like the outside looking in, I'm not an admin, I'm not a player involved, if I'm just reading the story, I also would question why Saliath is going. Because he kind of has nothing invested in it, and he has so much in Pepper City that is riding on him, right? Like he is, as everybody has said, the mayor of Pepper City, the president of Pepper City. He's the ruler or lord of Pepper City, and to leave on this adventure, which almost everybody is kind of like, yeah, we're just going to go on this adventure, and nobody other than I think one character is planning their potential demise. Because everyone thinks this is just going to be like it's like Goku and Daima right now. Like, yeah, we're going to go to the Demon Realm. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to save some people, and then we'll just come right back. It'll be like a cool little weekend vacation. So when you all get to Yema, don't blame me. But yeah, he's just, contemplating on, should I even go on this thing? And then you have Jaime right there. His as they said themselves, the ride or die. And Jaime from jump has been Team Nova, and it's like, yeah, you have to help this girl. Like, you have to help her. You have to do this. You got to build this ship. They seem like a person in need. They seem like a good person. Thank you, Jaime. You're my dog. And you have to do this. And Saliath, I feel like Not so much because it's Nova. I feel like it's just because it's another Saiyan that Salaeth is very hesitant, and he doesn't trust her yet, and that's uh, perfectly fine because he shouldn't trust her. Like, he doesn't know her. He's seen her once. He's heard all these tales about her. Maybe, this would have been before the actual player came to DBI, but the character Salaeth still would have existed. Uh, Maybe he saw her summon the dragon 2 years ago, and that's like his first interaction ever. And now he's like, okay, so she's, she thinks she's hot shit. She's walking around like, no, you have to call me your highness. You have to call me king. Like, in their meeting, Nova really didn't do anything to gain his trust. She just basically said, like, you're the shipbuilder. Here's some money. Build me a ship. Yes or no, right? So he has really no reason. He's not invested at all in this, and I totally feel where he's coming from, right? Of, yeah, I don't know what to do, right? Should I give her this ship? Should I come along with it? Like, is this what, nobody has really asked, like, what if Nova is going to Vira to invade Vira? Right? Start an intergalactic war. He kind of did say that. He's like, okay, what if war breaks out, and because it's my ship, now they come back looking for me? Totally valid. That is a totally valid thing to say. So I really do feel, I feel his hesitation. I understand. Like, as a reader, I understand his hesitation. And, this is a little different from a novel. This is a little different from books and everything. So, I know the path that we're going to be on. But if I were just reading this as a book, like, is he gonna go, right? Like, I know it's been confirmed for us in D&D. Like, we always say up here is like OOC. I know it's been confirmed up here that he's gonna go, but down here we still don't know. And then Koshoro shows up. and so we were just talking about Koshoro looking like Ryu from Street Fighter. And Ryu has his gi, his backpack, and that's it. And it's snowing outside, and he's hanging outside this hangar, and nobody's gonna let him in. So he's really cold, and he like sneaks under the hangar doors, not even letting them rise all the way. I thought that was pretty hilarious, and that's where I'm saying, like, Kosho's he's just different, man. He's just more laid back. I hope that we don't get like you're just gonna have to forgive me for saying this. I hope we don't get like Leaf levels of like laid back, right? I hope he doesn't get that lax. And but he's like, yeah, where's the beer at? What you drinking, bro? Jaime, nice to meet you. What's your drink? Let's pick your poison. And those two kind of hit it off. Where Jaime is like, well, what do you know about alcohol? And he's like, oh no, I was in prison before, and then I was a bartender. I knocked some girl up when I'm 17. My son's a teenager now, so he doesn't want to hang out with his dad. He's too cool for that. And it reminds me of Daima and Pansy, and they're just like, that's a lot to take in right now. That I didn't. You're a bit much for me, Mr. Saiyan. And like, we don't really get Salaeth's answer, right? He is working on the ship the whole time, and everybody's kind of giving them like their reason for going, and Kosho's is like, well, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Like, this is gonna be fun to go fight some Super Saiyans, right? And like, and he even says like, yeah, I understand why you wouldn't want to go. Like, I understand that maybe even you and I aren't seeing eye to eye, because yeah, like, I was a little pissed off on the top of the tower, and I didn't show up for the conflict in the city, and you didn't want a giant Ozaru running around, but I did check up on Mac. He seems like he's gonna be all right, and that's when Kosho kind of like reins it in a little bit. He gets a little bit more serious and is like, Mac's messed up, but I went to go visit him, and he's a tough guy. He's going to pull through. And they kind of, have this conversation about, Super Saiyans, and Saliath is very subtly saying, like, yeah, I became a Super Saiyan during that fight. And so, I know all about the power of them, which, again, like, we're going to go fight a planet full of these guys. So, please, I'm just saying, like, if we don't have the Dragon Balls in play right now, maybe, be a good idea to bring a Dragon Ball or two, maybe wish some people back. But yeah, these two logs are just the Avengers meeting up, right? And we're getting. I would like to do one more log, and we may even have to Google Docs it, where everybody comes together and I'm like, okay, we're the team, and this is the ship, this is the plan, and let's go, right? I do want that. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, and this is where I was saying I was going to talk about, like, to Team Vira, and we'll turn this off and let's just get Vira up here, but not over my face. There we go. Yeah, guys, like, we are trailblazing right now, right? Like, I want you guys to really understand that this planet and these people have existed, I think, since this age, and this age is 2018. Let me see here. Hold on. I'll be able to get that answer for you post haste. Yeah, 2018. So April 1st of 2018. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We're now 7 years into this age. And this is the first time we're actually going to be going to Planet Vira. This, I think Kerwin is the first known Virian Saiyan. So just to put it into the minds of those that are coming, we've never done this before. No one's ever done this before. No one has ever traveled to Vira. No one's ever seen these people. No one has really any idea. The first time that they did anything on the galactic scale is when they came to Vegeta and kind of brought Ymir there. So you guys are going to be helping me build a nation, build a planet. You're going to be trailblazing. Like, this will literally be part of roleplay history. Whether this is the first time that the Virians show up or this is the last time the Virians show up, you're just going into unprecedented territory, uncharted waters. This is the Wild West, and nobody's done this before. All of you are now going to be a part of roleplay history forever. So in 15, 20 years, if we do another RP history and we talk about, what happened to the Virian Super Saiyans, you guys will all have your names etched into DBI roleplay history. So that's a pretty big thing. Like, I hope you guys are excited. I am so nervous right now that I can bring this tale that was supposed to be like literally like a 2, maybe 3 log solo and make it into something, worth all of your time. And I also, hope that everybody kind of has their baddie. And the reason that I kind of ask everybody to do that is 4 nights. Like I said, for somebody has a tabletop night and, 3 out of the 6 people are on. Yeah. Like, one person will admin and, they can throw their baddies at the other people. Or, people can pair up and just have slice of life stuff. The only thing that I ask while we're doing this is that we don't get too deep into like the 10 major houses, because while there's the 10 houses of the Kiern, I kind of don't want like us to be using, like, they don't have to be that prolific. Like, there can just be other people that we make, that we talk about. And like I got King Vegeta or King of Vira. Like I got that. The royal house. Don't worry, I got it. And not everybody needs to be like a royal guard or like I'm so important. I'm so high up on the food chain. And get creative with your baddies. Get creative with them. I tend to pull a lot of mine from fighting game characters, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And have fun. Please, please, please have fun. If we want to make this bigger than it needs to be, like I know I have a time frame for it. It doesn't have to fit that time constraint. Sorry. We can go longer if we want. If people, because I know that Saliath was invited on a dragon hunt, and Genesis wants to do stuff after this. I know Kosho wants to do stuff after this. I know Nova wants to do stuff after this. I know Jaime is going to be wherever Saliath is. So whatever you guys want to do, I just hope you have fun. That's really all I hope, and that we get comfortable. And even you, Jaime, I want you to role play an NPC for these people, and don't let Ike bully you into thinking that you don't have to. I'm just picking on you, Ike. I know you wouldn't. Like feel free to make a nothing too crazy, right? Like let's not make these NPCs over tier 3. But yeah, throw somebody who can transform. Throw somebody who can break some knuckles with these guys, and bully them a little bit with your NPC. If it's somebody that maybe Kosho can't take him alone, maybe Kosho and Saliath, they gotta work together, right? We haven't had a Goten and Trunks kind of team up before. I think those two would be perfect for it. So just throwing some ideas out there. Please have fun. And for the RPC members that are going, right? Like let's not try to like create a huge backlog and kind of let's take a mini Yule approach, right? Of logs done. I was a part of it, but I'm just going to reward it. Depending on how many logs we do, I mean, we can do individual ones. We can do one big one. That's fine. I'm cool with it. I just want to kind of keep the ball rolling, so that way the other 3 of us in the RPC can still help out the other 2 if everybody else is role playing at the same time, right? And that there's not just this huge backlog of logs. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. These slice of life logs are really fun, but it's almost time to let's get dangerous. So my name is Riz, and I will see you guys next time.